What's going on, guys? You already know it's that time again. That time for that retro game of the week. You guys enjoy that while I decide which build I'm gonna dig into this week. Peace out. Welcome back to another edition of Retro Game of the Week. You know, it's your boy Gonzo. This week we're taking it really back before even my time, but because it has such a sentimental value to me, is why I chose this game. We're gonna go with Smurf on a ColecoVision. For my OGs, you probably remember this. It was around the time of Atari, ColecoVision, and television. You know, it's kind of the growing era of video games. Nintendo wasn't out yet. You know, probably needed about 2 or 3 years before it dropped. This was the very first video game and console that I played, hands down. You know, before Super Mario, before Nintendo, before anything, I played this. The first time I saw this was in 1988, so obviously 6 years after this game came out. When I moved over from New York to New Jersey, I had this neighbor that invited me to his house, and he had a ColecoVision, and we played this game. Playing through this game now, I don't remember the fields, the caverns, the woods that you have to go through. I remember specifically the last part of the level or the game, which was Gargamel's Castle. Backtracked last year, or not last year, year before, this video game store in Brooklyn made a post. They were just showing off merch that somebody had traded in and they were selling. It was a TV with this playing on it. I immediately remembered, wow, you know, that's what I first played. Made the contact, DM, communication, and bought the ColecoVision. For those who remember, remember the control of the ColecoVision. For those who don't, this was it. It was a joystick and a number pad. 1 through 0, well, 1 through 9 and 0, and star and pound. Yes, pound, remember? It was called the pound sign before social media made it a hashtag. But that's all it was. You didn't use the numbers for anything in Smurf besides the joystick. Up was to jump, down to duck, left, right, and that's it. It was side-scrolling. You went from the Smurf house through the woods, jumping over fences, in the fields. You had to jump over long hedges and little mountains. In the caves, it was I guess an extension of the cave, like rocks and stuff. And then you got to Gargamel's Castle. Even through all of that, there was other obstacles besides for the ones that I mentioned, like spiders, hawks, bats, all different types of things. When you play, the game has 4 difficulties, 1 being the easiest, 4 being the hardest. That's what you actually use a number pad for, is in the beginning of the game to choose your difficulty. Playing through the game, played through the easiest one because, hell, I didn't know what to do. And even getting to the end, you have to jump on a skull to then jump to get the Smurfette, because that's the objective of the game, to get Smurfette. I had to go on YouTube to figure out that there was a double jump. I didn't know that. So obviously, went on YouTube, saw the double jump, blew my mind. I was like, no way. And then went back to the game, played it, and beat it, as you'll probably see right here. Then I played it on the hardest difficulty. Yeah, I didn't get anywhere. But there's really nothing much to the game. It's ColecoVision. It's the early 80s. It's like the beginning era of, video games. So there's not anything lackluster. There's not anything crazy that complex that, they had to throw out for the audience or for the consumer to be appealed to. You go through these obstacles and it's hilarious because you get hit and it's like, and it does this noise. And it's just the most simplest hit drop ever, But seeing all this unlocked that memory from 1988, those feelings like me thinking it was a dream and no, man, it really happened. I really played this as a kid. It's crazy how I went from this ColecoVision to then I got introduced. Well, later that year, my brother, finally was like, all right, you're old enough, you can play Nintendo. And I was freaking 4. And that's a whole other story for another day. But, man, Smurf, it was a big thing in the 80s. Remember the cartoon, la 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 la, and all the singing and everything like that, and these little blue things just running around and stuff. Cartoons and kind of video games kind of went hand in hand depending on how the game was compared to the cartoon, or like a cartoon would come out and they make a game for it. I think later on that's when they would do like, hey, there's a cartoon, let's make a game. Not a make. There's a game, let's make a cartoon or movie for it, type of thing. But for my OGs, hopefully I unlocked some memories. For, basically I'm gonna say for my '70s babies, because if you were an '80s baby, you didn't see this. I'm an '80s baby, I didn't see it till like I was like 4 or 5. '70s babies, if there's any '60s babies out there, basically '70s babies and '80s kids and the '90s teens or '80s teens kind of thing, But hope you enjoy this week's game. Remember, thumbs up, thumbs down, criticize, critique, middle fingers, curse us out, whatever the hell you would like to say about this video. Oh, your editing sucks. Oh, you should have retaken it. I'm doing this like it's live. One take and it's over. Remember, follow DD214 Gaming as well as Gonzo Gone Gaming on YouTube and other social media outlets. No end clip, or maybe, yeah, I'll probably show you a little bit of what I did with the double jump to the skull. But take care, guys. See you next time.